Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. We are so glad that you joined us today. Today we're going to be talking about where we shop, why we shop, where we shop, just some really great places to buy bulk foods and why we don't shop from Azure Standard.
Terrible.
So we are gonna just kind of explain ourselves in this video. So if that interests you, grab something to drink. So let's just jump right into it because this seems to be a topic that comes up repeatedly pretty much every time I make any type of pantry video or stocking up video or bulk food video. Someone or a few people will...
Oh, someone, a few people? Dude, every time you mention any type of consumable product, everyone's like, Azure Standard? Have you ever heard of Azure Standard?
Yes.
Why, we only hear about Azure Standard like 50 times every video.
Yes.
No offense, y'all, no offense.
Yeah.
I appreciate the fact y'all are just trying to be helpful.
Yes, there's a lot of people that are trying to be helpful, and there's a lot of really awesome things about Azure Standard. But I'm gonna just kind of explain ourselves a little bit in this video of why we don't choose to buy from Azure Standard, and maybe this will make sense for other people that are looking to stock up, to build a pantry, to get their bulk food items. I just feel like there should be some pros and cons given out there to it, and then just kind of explain where we do shop. And
I'm very passionate about this whole topic, so I wanted to be here for moral support for Texas Mom.
He weighs in heavily on all of my shopping purchases.
Non-purchases.
So I guess the first thing that we can say with Azure Standard is that we did purchase from Azure Standard one time in the past. We actually bought something from them and it was fine. It all worked out fine. My husband went and picked it up and it was a good experience, I guess you would say. It was all totally fine. So we don't have anything necessarily against Azure Standard.
Nope.
It's just that several times over the years, people have brought up Azure Standard to me, and every time I go to their website, I start looking through all of the pricing, and I find out that one, I can get it just as cheap at Aldi's, or two, it's a good deal, but I have to schedule my time to go pick it up. I have to wait for the whole coordinator back and forth communication thing. You have to go, you have to wait for the truck to come. The truck could be delayed or you could be rescheduled for another day.
And your product might not ever get shipped.
And then there's the whole thing of the products might not even come. So there's all these different ways that people go about ordering from Azure Standard. Some people just put in their order and then you think that you're getting the things that you ordered, and that's not necessarily the case. And then there's other people that have a whole different approach to their ordering, and they wait until the very last minute, the last day that you can possibly put in your order, which is what a friend of mine did down here. She loved Azure Standard. They were big time into buying all of their stuff from Azure Standard, and she would wait for the last day, and I would be at her house and she'd say, wait a minute, oh, that's my notice on my phone and I have to go put in my Azure Standard order, and she'd have everything done up ahead of time and she'd have to go through and put in her
Sounds
order.
like me on Figbid.
And then you're not guaranteed, even when you do that last minute order.
You're not on Figbid either.
You're not going to be guaranteed that you're actually going to get those products that you ordered. And then again, you have to wait for however long it is, a week or a couple weeks, until you actually go and get your order. And that is like there are some really big cons to me. I like being organized and having my list and knowing, okay, I ordered this item, I got it for this price, it's going to come, it's going to be at my door, or I shop.
Yes, and I let Texas Mom do all this stuff because one, I don't have time to, and two, but I am a very price conscious, and I am aware of the 8 or 8.5% that they charge on your order as your shipping fee. So there's a prorated shipping fee. The thing that boggles my mind, because see, here's the thing, y'all. You can get that cheaper on Azure Standard. I'm sure they don't say it like that when they type, but that's cheaper on Azure Standard. Azure Standard. Azure Standard. Azure Standard. Azure Standard. And I'm like, wait a minute. And I talked to Texas Mom, and I'm like, Texas Mom, you're telling me that there's 80 people in this thread. They all say we can get this cheaper on Azure Standard, and you're telling me that we can't. Okay? So I literally had somebody instant message us, and they said, hey, you just bought those oats, right? Here they are on Azure Standard. I click on it. It's not the same thing. Okay? We bought 50 pounds of organic, and we paid $120, whatever, free shipping, right? And it was the manufacture date and expiration date. The manufacture date on the product that we got was very new. It was less than 2 months old, which was, I was kind of impressed by that. So then this person says, hey, you can get these here. So I pull it up. Well, when I do apples to apples and compare 50 pounds to 50 pounds of exactly what we got, it was, before the shipping fee, it was the same price. And then you have the shipping fee, and then our drop is probably like 45 minutes from here. So you got to go to the drop. So we have to drive 45 minutes.
And there's a lot of people.
There's a lot of people there.
Wait.
You have to wait for them to.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying, and I mean, and if this is one of your only options, by all means. And Azure Standard's a great company, and so we're not dogging them or ragging on them. But all we're doing is adding our feedback and 2 cents into the whole deal. And I'm fascinated that it's not simpler with all the technology and everything, but and I'm also fascinated with how over 50% of the time, so I kept questioning. I know you all don't believe this, but I would question Texas Mom frequently, and I'm just like, I know she does a great job.
I know.
And I'm always impressed, but she can't be right on this one, because there's no way that all these women. Another thing, okay, as a man, can I point this out? Out of the 5,000 to 10,000 Azure Standard requests that we have gotten, and I'm sure it's because it's a food thing, it's always women. And I don't think Azure Standard would work for men. I'm just saying that. I'm sure some of you ladies are going to twist your husband's arm to comment and tell me how you think it's awesome.
Well, it's very inconvenient, right? So, I mean, I think for most men, they're not going to drive 45 minutes or an hour. They're not going to wait around for their order to be divvied up and then pick up the order and then, oh, I didn't get the top 3 things that I really wanted.
I think a lot of it, I think a lot of the allure and the appeal is good marketing, good branding.
Absolutely.
To women, and I know it's not going to go over real well, but it's reality, and I just like to say it how like it is. And that's just true. And so I've checked out 20 or 30 products on Azure Standard. The price wasn't better, which is fine. I mean, you get what you pay for.
Right, sure.
So, it's not
always about
maybe
the price.
We could talk about they have a superior product than this person or that person. Okay, I'll give you that. But every time I checked out a product, it wasn't in stock. And I'm just like, dude, this is nonsense. It wouldn't even matter if it was cheaper, because it's not in stock. And I know all the Azure Standard love people are going to be hating on Texas Dad, but I'm used to the hate. So that's why I figured I would
And the
collect
thing is,
the arrows
even
and slings.
if it's in stock, does not guarantee that you're going to get the product that you need. And then I've learned that sometimes they'll recommend a replacement product, and then the replacement product might be like 3 times what the product that you were going to get actually cost. So you really got to be paying attention when they're offering replacements to you as well. That sounds a little funny.
Yeah, and so I'm going to give you an analogy from a construction world. You know, all of your building supply houses, right? They're all vying for your business. And when you do millions and millions and millions of dollars, when you buy millions of dollars of material every year, they're going to be like, well, we can get you this 2x4 at $5 for a pre-cut wall stud, right? Which is, they probably can't do that right now, but back, pre-cut wall studs used to be real cheap. But anyway, but my point is they'll give you a good price on the pre-cut wall stud, and then they'll whack you on the nails, the sheetrock, and that's the way they do it. And you go from vendor to vendor. So, and I'm not saying that's what's going on.
Every company though. Okay, so there are some people that are like, Costco, Costco, Costco. Oh, I wish I had a Costco. If I only had a Costco. And then if I start looking at prices, and I just started doing this about 3 years ago, was that I started writing down the item, I wrote down the date that I got it, I wrote down where I got it, price per pound. And that's when I really started looking at all this Azure stuff again, really heavily, because I was looking at the cost of all of these products, and I'm like, this isn't, at best, it matches the price. And it's not always about price, but it's also about other things, right? It's about convenience, it's about time, it's about gas saving, it's about loading up a bunch of kids in a car and driving and taking up a few hours of my day. Okay, all of those things factor in, and it is about getting the actual product that I ordered too, or that I want, right? So if I go to my local health food store, which is amazing.
Yes, we have a very good local health food store. It's got incredibly great prices.
Right.
And they have superior products. So.
And we can get bulk pricing from them. They can special order for us, or they just have a lot in stock anyway. And during, early on during the crisis, the pandemic,
the crisis.
I don't know what you say it. Early on during the pandemic, they were like really our go-to place to get a lot of our bulk dry goods, because they just had great prices on things and it was available. So, and you know what? I go in, I know what I'm getting. I'm getting oats at such and such amount a pound, and I walk out with all the oats and I know I got them. Or I have a special order pickup. I go there, I pick up my stuff, I'm done. So that just makes sense to me. And again, I'm not like downing it. If it works for you, great, awesome. There is no like, this isn't to critique everybody that loves it. This is just...
No, but literally every time we talk, see, I do a lot of the comments only because Texas Mom, okay, the kids have 89,000 ventures, right? And they just started another business today, apparently, right? Another business today. Okay. They have a YouTube channel, they have a website, they have orders, they have schoolwork, they have businesses, and Texas Mom has everything else, and basically I lay around all day in a lawn chair and answer YouTube comments. No, but because I'm always on my phone and working anyway, doing all the important stuff.
Sure, you can answer.
I answer comments because you know I know people want to be answered. So like when people are asking me what kind of shampoo Texas Mom uses, I'm like,
I have no idea.
I don't use shampoo. Love you, Texas Mom. No, but I answer a lot of the comments, and when you get like Azure Standard, I feel like I'm in some kind of like MK Monarch program or something. I'm like, what is going on? This is like some serious mind control here, because, and then the crazy thing is I'm like, oh yeah, did you price that on Azure Standard? And then I go and look it up, and I'm like, it's more, and it's not available. And I'm just like, wow, dude, like what's up with this thing, man?
Yeah, a lot of things aren't available, or if you think they're available, you might still not get them. So
or maybe between the time they tell me about it and then I actually look, it's not available.
Right.
But either way, I'm telling you, I've looked on there 20 times, and 18 out of the 20 times,
right.
it wasn't available.
And see, what you'd have to do in a lot of cases, not have to, but what some people do is they'll wait until the end of the period, and then you go on, and then you try to put in your wish list then, and whatever. So, I know there's lots of people out here who do it a different way.
All I can think of is like, and I'm not saying this is the case, but all I'm thinking about is you're trying to make your quarterly PV thing in some multi-level thing, and babe, if we spend an extra $1,000, we can get a $300 bonus check. You know what I mean? And it was like, that's all. I get that super vibe. Look, we were totally into the multi-level thing for a very long time.
When we first got married, a long time ago.
But
okay, so
that's all I can think of.
The other huge giant factor in Azure Standard that I feel like is a huge negative right now, especially, is the gas prices. Y'all, gas prices, okay? Like, for me to drive somewhere for 45 minutes or 50 minutes or whatever and go pick up an order and then drive back, like, how much is that costing me in gas?
Look,
$20?
I'll pay for the gas. I ain't driving anywhere and then going to sit around and wait for all this tractor trailer load to get sorted out. When we bought the kelp minerals, or whatever we buy for the horses or the cows or something, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's cool. I'm glad we needed this, and I'm glad we only ever need to buy it once. And like, I'm like totally good.
But that was after hours. They actually held that for us, that order. And then you met somebody to pick it up because you couldn't pick it up at the time that they.
Yeah, because I didn't have the time to sit there and wait.
So
and
somebody held it.
And to me, that is like, what's just as important as the gas is the time factor of, one, you're waiting for the order to get there on this one particular drop date, and then you got to wait for them to sort through all of it.
And hope that you got
and it's just not
okay, but you're not factoring in, and this is what a lot of my friends that love Azure will tell me, you're not factoring your Azure bucks, right? So you get this little kickback percentage of Azure bucks. So if you spend,
is that like a Schrute buck?
So if you spend so much money, you'll get like this. I don't know if it's a straight flat percentage. I don't know if it's different on all different products. I have no idea how they calculate Azure bucks, but you get this little amount back to spend towards your next order of Azure. And then the other huge benefit to Azure, and it's why I think a lot of people love it, is that there's this system of like, when you refer other people and they spend $100, then you get like $25 or something off your next order. So there's like this accumulative amount of money that just, I don't know, that you can apply to your next order. The thing that I feel kind of uncomfortable with that is that I don't want to say Azure has the best prices on this, and this, or I buy this, and this from Azure. And then, number one, you got to drive all around to go pick it up, and it's a big fat inconvenience. And guys, I know you got kids, you got homeschool, you got farms, you got things going on in your life, you work, whatever.
And we're not like these, fast-paced freaks, and we're not like these people that have to have everything on a schedule and everything timed, and we're like super efficient with our time, and this is inconvenient to me, so this is really annoying. It's nothing like that. I mean, we desire to live a more slow-paced lifestyle, right? But I want to be spending time here with everybody. I don't want to be spending some time waiting for somebody to figure out how to distribute their products better, because I don't know. That's just more my opinion. But
I just don't understand some of the things about it. I don't really feel comfortable recommending it just so that I can get some type of benefit back to like towards my next order. I don't know. I don't have a
problem with that. I mean, but you gotta love it to recommend it. I think you gotta love it.
Yeah, and I think one of the other big pushes for Azure, people say, it's such a great company. I mean, it is just like such a great company. It's such a wonderful company.
It's not?
I would definitely we should support these great companies. And here's what
Would
I
you
have.
let them babysit your kids?
Here's what I have to say about that. I don't know Azure Standard. I don't know how great or non-great their company is and their people and their families and all that stuff. But here's what I know. There's a lot of great companies, right? There's a lot of great companies that we can get behind and stand behind, and we can buy their products, right? The health food store has a lot of great companies. Guys, Aldi has a lot of great companies and providers that sell at their store. There's a lot of private, independent companies and family-owned businesses that sell on Amazon.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, my buddy John sells his chick lifts on Amazon. Art and Bree sell their stuff on Amazon. A lot of people sell their stuff on Amazon.
80% of Amazon sellers are private, little, small businesses that use Amazon as a vendor.
My brother sells on Amazon. Yeah.
Right. So I don't look at Amazon. I mean, okay, and then you say, well, some of your money is going towards Jeff Bezos and whatever, and I don't want my dollars to go to him.
Dr. Evil.
Okay, I understand that. But if you withhold all of your money from that, then you're not going to be supporting. Sometimes it's really great family businesses that are organic. They're small family businesses. So anyway, I don't know. So we shop on Amazon. We shop on Walmart still, not promoting it.
No.
We still shop at Aldi. We love it. We get a lot of stuff from Aldi's. And we shop from our local grocery store. When at all possible. That is a great family business, by the way, and we do know the family, and it's awesome. And then we do shop and support our local health food store because, again, it's a great local family business. So so there's 5 different places that I just named that they are the places that I shop around. I don't know, some of you were asking, could you give me a baseline for pricing? Like, we would just love to have a baseline for all of these items that you buy because you've done all the research and you know the baseline. You guys, you're going to have to come up with your baseline. First of all, numbers are all over the place right now.
All over the place, yeah.
Whatever price
and
it was.
they'll change by the minute. Yeah.
It'll be changed by tomorrow. I mean, they change. They fluctuate like crazy. So, but start to track your numbers. Start to write down, okay, and I don't know what kind of oats you buy. I mean, maybe you need gluten-free oats, and maybe, you have people in your family that are totally gluten intolerant. And so that's going to be different pricing than just organic oats or instant oats or steel cut oats and different things. You're going to have to learn your own pricing, do your own research, and figure it out. And the one place that you buy from, like for instance, if you just said, oh, Costco, boy, if I buy everything at Costco. Well, when you start to break down those numbers, you're like, wait a minute. This is the same price as if I got it at Aldi. Yeah, it's in a bigger bag and the frozen fruit comes in a big...
Or it's more. A lot of times they'll hammer you on certain...
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, like their coffee was way more. And I'm like, okay, this is not a good deal. Like, yeah, it's coming in a jumbo bag or it's coming in a 6-pack, but this is not a good deal on coffee. I could get coffee cheaper wherever, if we're buying organic coffee. Now, we don't have to buy coffee anymore. But yeah, there's just lots of things. You have to shop it out.
For all of y'all that don't know, we sell coffee on our website.
Yes.
And we sell these super cool t-shirts. I always get a comment on my t-shirt. So if you're looking for the t-shirt, that's on our website too. TheTexasBoys.com.
Make Orwell fiction again.
Yes, one can only hope.
So there it is, guys. That's why we don't do Azure Standard to date, and I don't see myself buying.
And Azure Standard is if you'd like to sponsor this video. No.
And
just kidding.
And I'm not hating on it,
not
guys,
hating on
at
Azure
all.
Standard.
I'm just saying that it does
We
not.
appreciate you, Azure Standard.
It just doesn't work for our family. It doesn't work for me personally. And I'm quite happy to shop out my pricing in other places. I'll keep looking on Azure. I'll keep checking in on Azure.
Maybe change the name to like AS or something like that. Azure Standard. It's just kind of long and drawn out, and it's like we're in America. Azure, is that a French word? I don't know. It's just weird. Azure.
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 Yeah.
I don't know. It's from Washington State. Right?
Boom.
Hey, don't. There's lots of good people in Washington
There are
State.
lots of good people. The rest of the good people from Washington State have left. But anywho.
Heidi from Rain Country.
Oh, I'm sorry, Heidi. Yeah, that's true.
And we have other friends.
Yes, I'm
Your
sorry.
preacher friend.
Yes, that's true.
See?
Wow, see? I just started to hate on Washington State like that.
See?
Sorry, Washington State.
So judgy. So judgy.
Well, you know, somebody's got to do it.
Alrighty, guys. With that, I think we can. With that, we can just say goodbye. And I hope we explained ourselves. Again, if it works for you, great, awesome. You go with it. But just not. I just felt like we had to give an answer because we get that so much, and it's just not something that we are interested in doing.
What's wrong with your dog, lady? Why do you think I want to chew your chubby, you weirdo?
Here you go. Hi.
All right, y'all.
Bye.
We'll see you on the next video. Bye.
See you guys.